All right, looks good. Welcome everybody to NEKY Now Live. It's Thursday morning at 8 o'clock, and that means we're here with the new head coach of the Lewis County High School football team, Bryan Hoover. And we took a break for coach last week and let him have a little rest and relaxation. Maybe not so much. We were just talking about that. But appreciate your assistant coach Kenny Kegley came on and did you well, coach. He represented the team well. We enjoyed talking with
Yeah, I watched. Kenny did a real good job. I was proud of
him. Now, where'd you go? Where were you last week? You said you took the kids on little vacation there. What happened?
Yeah, we took the family, me and the rest of my extended family, went to a beach house down in one of the Carolinas on a more of a secluded beach. Kind of try to stay away from everyone, let the kids play, and get away for a little bit.
Right.
They've been locked up just like everyone else. 3 and a 10-year-old locked in a house isn't too fun.
Yeah. I think everybody's wanting to get out and stretch a little bit. Exactly. Now, one thing that we've been talking about for a long time on here, we'll go ahead and get to it, is your new motto and logo reveal. And we're finally able to talk about that. Let's do this before we do that. Let's screen share, and that'll be right there. Yeah, here we go. So this is the I don't know if everybody can see, they're not going to be able to read those words or whatever, but this is the story behind the logo, and I'll just let you kind of take over, coach, and talk about what you have in mind with the story behind the men of the sword and shovel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll give a Cliff Notes version because the page is out there and everyone can kind of have their own interpretations of it before I tell people what to think. But it's a yearly motto. So each year, each team's going to have a new identity. No team's going to be the same as the last one. So each team will have their own new motto. So this is just for the year 2020 that we're going to be doing this one. Anyway, it comes from the. Oh, go ahead. Oh, okay. Anyway, it comes from the story of. Am I good? Okay. Comes from the.
Yeah. Go ahead.
we're in a nice back and forth here. It comes from the story of Nehemiah and about the rebuilding of the city of Jerusalem, his home city. The Israelites, the people from Jerusalem, were taken from their homes. Their home was destroyed. Everything was left in ruins. Their wall, their temple, everything was left in rubble. And Nehemiah was one that was lucky enough to, or I guess unlucky enough, to be taken as a slave by the Persians. But he was lucky enough to be kept with the king. He came in to be like the king's servant. He got to be very close with the king, and the king granted him the ability to go back to his home and rebuild his city. When Nehemiah went back to Jerusalem, he saw the people that were left there. And keep in mind, the people that got left in Jerusalem, they weren't even seen as worthy to be taken as slaves. So the people that got left were just common, regular people. The invaders didn't see much value in them. So, if someone's not even going to take you as a slave, then they must not think very highly of you. So it was common people that Nehemiah had to work with, and he rallied those people to want to rebuild, to take pride in their city of Jerusalem. And once they got to work, the surrounding kings kind of got wind of Jerusalem being rebuilt, and they didn't like that. They didn't want to have another prominent city in their region. They didn't want to have another a place to have to worry about. So they started mobilizing their armies, sending threats to Nehemiah. I mean, all kinds of stuff.
Neat.
So Nehemiah got with his people and basically told them that people are going to come to attack us. It's just a matter of time. They're going to come. They don't want us to rebuild our wall. They don't want us to rebuild our city. So we're going to work 24 hours a day. We're going to work with a tool in one hand and a weapon in the other. While you're sleeping, you're going to have a sword at your side. It's a really cool story. If anyone wants to go read it, it's a really cool piece of history, and that's where it came from. I think that story's always stuck with me, and I think it really fits in with this football team because they're really kind of feeling down and defeated, and I think they need to, they want to rebuild, and it's got to start with this foundation, this 2020 group. They have to build this foundation, and they're going to have to, teams aren't going to stop coming to Lewis County. We still have to go to Bath County on August 21st, no matter what state we're in, whether we're ready to go or we're not. It's not like teams are just going to give us a break. Oh, they're trying to do something over there. Let's stop. Let's let them feel good for a little bit. They're still going to try to keep us down. So we've got to work with a sword in one hand and a shovel in the other. We've got to rebuild while we're fighting. So I thought it was a cool story for one, and it really ties into what this team's going to have to go through.
Yeah, a lot of parallels there. That's very interesting, and then it's also neat that it has the faith aspect to it. I appreciate that as well, and so it's a really neat message to get across to our young players out there. And it's important that we support this team. We talked about this with you before and with Coach Kegley last week, that it may not be pretty early on, that we're going to have to give it a little time, because good football programs take time to build. They're not built overnight. We don't have transfers coming in left and right to, looking with D1 knocking on their door or anything like that. So we're going to build from the ground up. And what you got there is a really neat story to tie into your team motto. And then talk about the logo that we've pulled up there. How cool is that? And I know whose hands, I see who's at work there, but let's talk about the logo. That's really neat looking.
Yeah, it's Ryan Bentley, one of the assistant coaches, runs the art department over at the high school. He is an incredibly talented graphic designer, and I feel all those cool pictures, all those pictures you guys are seeing online, like that's his work also. So I've got all these cool ideas in my head. It's really easy to come up with cool ideas, but the hard part is actually making them a reality. And Ryan is incredibly gifted at making my crazy ideas into a reality. When I first kind of came up with the idea of the logo, I hadn't seen Ryan actually work. And maybe I'm a bit of a pessimist when it comes to relying on other people to do things. So I was kind of tinkering around with my own design online, and trying to work through some of these design tools. And then, I had got about halfway done with mine, and Ryan sent me this, and I just, threw mine in the trash and haven't worried about anything since.
Yeah, didn't even show it to him, did you? Exactly. Yeah, he's very talented and can take your concept and then, artistically express it. That's a gift that he has, and we're lucky to have him on our staff and lucky to have him in the school system as a whole. So thanks to Coach Bentley. Yeah, you can see his hands all over that, and it's going to make a great looking T-shirt. I'm sure those have already been ordered, and is everything going on there all right? You had your meet and greet this week. Is that going on? That's what's been happening this week, Coach?
Right. Today's the last one at 4 to 7 out at Black Oak Fire Station. they've been going well. I mean, I've met quite a few of the kids, quite a few parents. Most importantly, the kids that do come down, they're just getting the opportunity to get back with their buddies. That's what's been the cool thing to see. The first day we really didn't have much going on as far as entertainment and stuff, and I learned from that for yesterday. So I took down, some of my. I have a really cool VR headset. I took that down. Took some other little games down, and you see these kids get together, and it's just like they go back to being 10 years old, hanging out with their buddies again, just laughing and giggling, and it was really cool to see. There's not much we can do right now with all the guidelines and everything.
Right.
But just getting these kids back together is what's important. So I was really happy to see the ones that did come down. They're having a good time. They're excited. They are genuinely excited about what's going on, and they're ready to get to work. So I was happy to see that too. And some of the kids are pretty good looking kids.
Good. Yeah,
I think
have enthusiasm.
There's some talent.
Good. It's good that you got to meet them there, and then so you've done that at a couple different places. Is that right? Your first one was out there by the school at the county fire department, or did you switch it up?
They've all been at Black Oak.
So they've all been. Okay, I have no excuse, Coach. I'm about takes me about 30 seconds to get to the Black Oak Fire Department. I will try it. Now, I did have excuse. I've been working the last couple nights, and I do have an appointment this evening, but I'll be able to slide by there for a few minutes. Like to shake your hand. We need to get together besides virtually as well. So it'd be good to meet you in person. And so that's what's been going on with Lewis County football this week, and got the new motto and logo reveal. We'll gonna go ahead and switch over to everybody's favorite segment, the rapid fire, so we can wrap it up here with Coach Hoover and let him get on with his day. We've got 5 questions that we want to hear. Inquiring minds want to know, Coach. So let's go with the first one here. It's not too hard. And the first one is visor, bucket, or baseball cap. Well, we might see the answer right there. We might have it on.
It's a baseball cap. Now you might see me in the middle of games go over to my little corner in the sidelines and switch my hats around. That's kind of maybe a superstitious type of ththing. I'll go and switch my hat around. If I need a good offensive play, I might put my visor
Helps get you
on.
that first down.
If you watch, you watch college football or anything like that, all those good play callers wear visors. So if I need a good play, I'll go back and put my visor on. And but yeah, I'm a baseball cap kind of guy.
I think we have Steve Spurrier to thank for that. The old ball coach is the one that I can remember. I mean, maybe somebody before then, but he kind of popularized the visor, and then from there, it's been interesting. I think Coach Satterfield's the visor guy. You'll see Satterfield; he's got a cool visor on Saturdays.
Great
and
guy.
then it's just neat. Now, McConnell, the baseball coach over at Sammy and I, we like our goofy bucket hats. So keep that sun off the back of your neck.
I was gonna say, if you see I just got back from the beach, so I'm a little bit tanned up, but I'm Irish heritage. So during the summertime down that hill, you'll see me in some bucket hats.
There you go. That's what we like. All right. What is your favorite hobby? I don't know if we've asked this, and if we have, I apologize. But what's your favorite hobby, Coach?
It's been bodybuilding for years. I almost don't even consider it a hobby anymore.
Okay.
But I would have to probably target shooting.
Yeah, it's too healthy for a hobby. Okay.
I love target shooting, pistols. It takes an amazing amount of skill to really be able to be skilled with a pistol. A lot of people think, if they hold a pistol, they could shoot a target as far away as you want, but then you put them in front of one 5 feet away, they could touch with their hand. and they missed. So I instructed pistol shooting for a long time, and it's just I've always been something I loved.
All right, neat. Tough question coming over. Indian or Harley Davidson?
Oh, Indians. That's easy. It's not even hard. Actually, my bike right now is a Honda. So a lot of people, but it doesn't look like a Honda. You know, it's a really slick looking bike, and
I saw
people pull up and compliment it, other bikers, and ask what kind of Harley it is, and then I tell them it's a Honda, and their jaw kind of drops and they're mad they just complimented a Honda. But no, the old Chiefs are great. I love the look of the old Chiefs. The body, it's just I want a nice big Chief next bike I get.
All right, neat. I like that question. All right, what store do you shop at the most?
eBay.com, and my wife absolutely hates it. I will go on eBay Spurs and get the most random things in the world, and they'll just show up at the house, and I'll act like I don't know. I think me and my wife might have the roles reversed with that, Gene. We'll get boxes shipped to the house, and I don't know where they came from. But
somebody clicked a button somewhere, didn't
blame it on the kids.
Successful bidder. All right. Last question, Coach. If you had access to a time machine, where and when would you go? Pretty interesting question here.
Yeah, that's hard.
Got to think about that.
I mean, I'd probably go back and smack younger me around a little bit, get my head on straight. But a historical event, man, that is a tough one. If you had a time machine, when
it's a tough one.
That is
maybe not necessarily a rapid fire.
I don't know. I would like to go back and kind of see the Dark Ages, or the Vikings when they were really prominent. I know they're not the best brand of people,
cool.
Not the best brand of people, but I've always been so intrigued by the culture they lived in. I always thought, like, I have a very good buddy who is socially awkward, very like timid about everything, but he's about 6 foot, 210 pounds with like a 3% body fat. And I just, like, me and him talk, and man, was he born in the wrong generation, because if he was born back in those times, he'd be treated like a king, because he could just, he can handle his own. But yeah, I think seeing how the Vikings, operated, and they conquered and they traveled. I always think that time period is neat.
Cool. All right. Neat answer. And let's see. All right. We'll get back to normal here. And that wraps us for this week, Coach. You got anything going on this weekend, or anything coming up that we need to know about with football? I guess your practice schedule will kick in pretty soon, won't it?
Right. Yeah, we start back in the weight room at the school next week, actually. June 15th is when things are allowed to open up a little bit more. We're going from 10 to 12 in the weight room. We're going to keep the kids separated because we're only allowed to have 10 at a time. So everyone's going to come at the same time frame, but we're going to keep them in different groups, so to follow all the rules. I'm just excited to get back to doing something. I can throw my phone out the window for a little bit, stop talking to people and texting people, and actually coach football. And just wait for the next set of guidelines to come out, and then see what we can do in July.
Right. All right. We've got a few comments on here, but I'm not sure who sent them or what's going on there. So,
well, you're going
I'm
through
gonna
that.
leave those alone.
I just want to clear the air on something real quick. I've been accused of some awful things.
Okay, go ahead.
I've been accused of some terrible things, and I just want to clear the air on them real quick. So
Okay.
I just, because I'm from Ohio, everyone just assumes I'm an Ohio State Buckeye fan, and I just want to put an end to that. I never want to be associated with those people a day in my life. I don't want to be accused of that. That is an insult, and I do not condone anything those people do. I'm a Notre Dame Fighting Irish guy. I always have been. I go to South Bend as much as I can. That might not mean much better to people, but to me, I'd rather you kick me in the chin or in the bad parts than call me an Ohio State fan.
Right.
So I just wanted to clear the air. I'm sorry if I scared you there with the intro.
Deal.
I thought we were going to get real serious.
No, that's okay, Coach. Yeah. I just wanted to. I was checking out these comments. We got some strange comments there, but we'll get that taken care of. The comment I'm showing is the former teammate of mine, and you would have done well to have him on your defense. We only had two guys my senior year. We only had two guys play both ways. We pretty much trotted almost 11 guys out on offense, 11 guys out on defense, and on the right side of our defense, I called it the Bermuda Triangle. You had Nathaniel McAdams that we played like a 5-2, so he had the down defensive end. We had Jerry Lyons stand up as the outside defensive end, and then behind them we had Eddie Johnson as a linebacker. The first 2 or 3 plays of the game, I kid you not, they would try to run. The offense would try to run to the left side. It's like, well, this isn't going to work because those 3 guys were hanging out over there. I was the monster. I didn't have a set duty on defense. I could go wherever I wanted to, but I mainly hung out on the left side, the strong side of the formation, of course, usually. But those guys took care of business on their side of the field. Didn't ever have to worry about them. They'd run a little bit early in the game, decide that wasn't working, and just kind of, forget that. We're going to have to try to run to the right the rest of the night. And we'd load up on that side. We weren't too shabby on that side either, but I always called Nat and Jerry and Eddie were the Bermuda Triangle. So some glory days there, Coach. So Julie Howard's watching. We appreciate everybody tuning in. In the comments as well. She says Jeremy Ruck will be your friend, she says. So yeah, Coach Ruckle will be helping you in the project department, and Coach Bentley in the art department, and Coach Kegley in the lifting department. It all comes together, doesn't it? Everybody's got their own job. So that's neat to see. Appreciate everybody tuning in. We really do. And I'll go ahead and wrap it up. Like I say, thanks for coming on, Coach, and we'll do this again next week. And we'll be almost. You'll have some practice under your belt then, so we'll be able to talk about what's been going on, on the field, and talk a little actual football. Maybe some X's and O's or something. See what's going on. Okay.
That sounds good to me.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Hey, no problem.
All right. We're going to wrap it up and go visit NEKYnow.com and join NEKY neighbors on our private Facebook group. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Appreciate it.